Yo, what's up? What's going on, everybody? It's the Flying Pig here, back again with the official announcement and statement from the club, which I'm sure most of you have probably already seen now anyway, about half an hour ago or so. Manchester United confirming that Oleg Gunnar Solskjaer is no longer Manchester United manager, lads and lasses. It is a fucking sad day in a lot of ways. In other ways, it's a good day because obviously it's going to bring about a period of change. But not change in a massive way at United, because we've still got the same shite owners. We've even still got the same sort of coaching staff lingering around for the time being. We've got the same people in charge in terms of the board and in the technical roles. It's just a nightmare from the top down. Solskjaer has been sacked. Solskjaer is officially gone. And that is the end of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's management or reign of management as Manchester United manager, lads and lasses. So hashtag Ollie out, he has gone, but also hashtag 20 legend. Let's fucking remember that this guy is a red through and through and is a legend of this football club. Hey, Flying Pig fan, thank you very much for the 79p super chat right at the start of the stream. Get in there. Listen, it's a fucking shambles though, if you ask me, if you look at the current situation with who we're getting in. Michael Carrick, if you don't know, is going to take charge. So there was reports earlier that Darren Fletcher would be the man. Obviously, Darren Fletcher is going to be assisting, but Michael Carrick will be the man to take charge. Let's just have a look at this. So to be fair, United tweeting and saying that United can confirm that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has left his role as manager. And here they had a statement here, which I will read out for you guys. It says, Ollie will always, it says Manchester United announces that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has left his role as manager. Ollie will always be a legend at Manchester United, and it is with regret that we have reached this difficult decision. While the past few weeks have been disappointing, they should not obscure all the work he has done over the past 3 years to rebuild the foundations for long-term success. Ollie leaves with our sincerest thanks for his tireless efforts as manager and our very best wishes for the future. His place in the club's history will always be secure, not just for his story as a player, but as a great man and a manager who gave us many great moments. He will forever be welcomed back at Old Trafford as part of the Manchester United family. Michael Carrick will now take charge of the team for the forthcoming games? Forthcoming games? While the club looks to appoint an interim manager to the end of the season. So hopefully it's forthcoming game and they actually do go and get a proper full-on manager, because if it's many games, if this rolls into the Villarreal game and the Chelsea game and beyond with fucking Michael Carrick in charge, then it could do more harm than good. In a way, you should just wait until there's somebody actually available who you're going to appoint. Make the decision and get somebody in. So I hope that just means forthcoming game. But there's the statement from the club, everybody. Manchester United officially announce it. It is done. It is dusted. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is no more. And it's a sad day in some ways, guys. I feel quite melancholy about it, to be fair. Listen, it wasn't working out. We had to make the change. He is a club legend, though, and we need to respect the man. Let's get some bloody love hearts in there for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer in the live chat for what he's done. And like the statement from the club said, he has provided us with some good moments. He has worked tirelessly. He's worked his socks off. He's gone bloody grey, super grey through the process of being Manchester United manager. And, it's taken its toll. He's given it his everything. He's come up short, but he's still a legend and he's still a nice man. He's still a great man. So thank you everyone getting the love hearts in the live chat. Dudes, do us a favour at the start of this stream. Smash the like button on it. Leave a little thumbs up on the video if you haven't done so. That'll help us out. Smash the thumbs up. Give it a share on social media as well if you haven't done so. That'll help us out loads too. Right, let's get in there. We've also got a super chat here. Sorry, my bad. We've got a super chat here from Nathan Best. Get in there, my son. He says, am I the only one who sits there and goes, what now? Like there is no optimism going forward regardless. Spot on, Nathan Best, mate. Not much has changed. Matt Rush sent me a message before this stream and he said, well, Ollie's out, but not what's really changed other than Ollie being out, really. It's like they've still got the shit owners. We still got people in place that are just not really fit to do their job in roles, in football roles within the club, and they're just financial people or things like that. You've also got the same set of players who are underperforming, Captain Slabby Maguire, etc. And you still got all the same coaching staff currently there at this moment in time. So reports coming out. Let me just read you this, guys. So Laurie Whitwell reporting that believe only Ole Gunnar Solskjaer departs for now. Kieran McKenna plus Mike Phelan to assist Michael Carrick. Darren Fletcher still has a hybrid technical director / coaching role. United had no plans to dismiss Solskjaer, but the Watford game made clear that the change was needed. So, it seems like Solskjaer's the only one that's going. Obviously, everybody else who's failed and not done their jobs properly is staying, it seems like, for the time being. It's just that we've given it to Michael Carrick now. And Carrick's another nice guy, but what is his credentials, really, to lead United into the next couple of games? We should be just appointing somebody now. It's so fucking frustrating, man. This football club's a shambles, mate. Honestly, it is. Like, why not have somebody coming in straight away? Why not just bide our time for a day or two and get somebody announced straight away? Get somebody in. But anyway, so Solskjaer sacked. Woodward arrived at Carrington at 9 a.m. to deliver the news to Oleg Gunnar Solskjaer. Apparently, Carrick will take charge of Villarreal while Manchester United look to appoint an interim until the end of the season, 4 months after awarding OGS a new 3-year deal. So this is a report here from James Ducker, and he thinks that Carrick's only here for the forthcoming games, and then they're just going to appoint an interim to the end of the season. So maybe not even a permanent manager after Carrick either. It's just a shambles, isn't it? You're right, Nathan Best. What is there to look forward to, Nathan? Who's coming in? Unless it's Zinedine Zidane, it's like I'm not going to get too excited, really. It's a nightmare. Yeah, this season's a write-off already. Solskjaer set us up with this season badly. You can't deny that. Of course, the other problems at the club make it so much worse and more difficult for him to do his job as well, to be honest. But it's still an underachieving season by Solskjaer. He had to go. But now somebody else is going to come in and, there's no guarantees that we'll get exactly what we want. So, yeah, I mean, it's a very uninspiring season so far with Michael Carrick at the wheel as well for the next couple of games. Oh, my goodness me. Berber, how you doing, my friend? Thank you, everyone who's in here. Let me give a few shout-outs to all you legends in here. Ian Dawn, Nathan Best, Verinda, Mark Coughlin, Boxthorn Cutter, what's going on? Says Keno for the job. I'd be throwing punches at these clowns. Jarvis Cocker, hello, mate. Good to see you. He says we will lose to Villarreal and get knocked out of the tournament. I'm concerned as well, dude. With Carrick in charge and the same coaching staff, what are they going to be able to change in a short period of time? Surely it's just going to be more Ollie ball against Villarreal here, no? Except that it's Carrick at the wheel. So, yes, I'm very concerned for that Villarreal game, my friend. We could easily bottle that now. Rushmano says, even worse news incoming. Bloody hell, really? Hey, look at this. We've got some more information here. Fabrizio Romano's just given us an update 7 minutes ago. And as we said, it's just to confirm that Mike Phelan and Kieran McKenna will stay at Manchester United as things stand after Michael Carrick asked this morning for both to help in the backroom staff. Manchester United are working to find an interim manager as soon as possible. So just somebody to take over until the end of the season, essentially an interim manager. There's talk of people like Ralph Rangnick. There's what a shambles. What an absolute shambles this is. I mean, in terms of the worst news that come in Rushmano, I can only imagine it's who's going to be coming as our next manager. Because I don't know if we're going to end up with Zinedine Zidane. A lot of us want Zinedine Zidane. I want Zinedine Zidane. Some of you guys want Zinedine Zidane. We did a vote earlier and 55% people in the live chat want Zidane. Problem is, that might not happen. We might end up with bloody Brendan Todgers over at Leicester City. We might end up with Brenda. That's the reality. And if that happens, then that is even worse news incoming. And also, the facts are the facts. We still got the shitty Glazers as the owners of this football club who, don't actually have that full ambition and love for the club. That's the biggest problem. So, yeah, it's very sad. Gungshi, mate, what's going on, lad? He says they should all go, but even more so the Glazers. Woodward and his fellow potatoes. Some of those players should be ashamed too. Melters, spot on, Gungshi. I love your style today, mate, coming in here raw. And I agree, Woodward, mate, he's an absolute clown. I mean, what a complete shambles he's overseen over the last decade or so for the Glazers. The guy's a complete shambles. And you look at how he's going to depart, it's in a shambles. It suits him down to the ground. That man is not a football man. He's a merchant fucking banker or a private banker or whatever he is. Fucking merchant banker, Cockney Ryman slang, for sure a wanker. And, yeah. And then the Glazers. I mean, let's get some hashtag Glazers out, some fucking LUHGs and green and gold emojis, lads and lasses, because, yeah, they're not going anywhere without a fight, are they? Rupert Meadow, lad, he says, absolutely disgusting. that Ollie left and not the other coaches. It's not all down to Ollie. The coaches are to blame. Michael Carrick is no better than Ollie. He told Ollie what to do. Rupert Meadow, you fucking hit the nail on the head, sir. It makes no sense, does it, to keep all of those guys on, all the coaching staff who failed as well with Ollie, like you say, his confidants, people who are giving him advice and coaching the players directly. And, you know, they failed too. I totally agree with you, Rupert Meadow. To just give it to Carrick, to just pass the buck like that, that's all it is. It's just literally, I guess, to appease the fan base, maybe to give the players a boost if they're not happy and they think that they've lost the dressing room, you know, they want somebody else in charge. I guess it's to do that, but it's not really solving an issue of getting the right man in. We've just gone for Carrick for now. Oh, one footballing person on the board, so inept, says Rushmano. Absolument. Right, let me cover the rest of this stuff then, dudes. So, we've also got this information here. As we said, official Manchester United announced that Michael Carrick will now take charge of the team for the forthcoming games, while Manchester United look to appoint an interim manager till the end of the season. So, yes, there you go, guys. Oleg Gunnar Solskjaer is no longer Man United manager. I've got plenty of other information to get into here. Full statement, of course, which we just read. Carrick is going to be in charge. Also, we had reports that at last night's emergency board meeting, United accepted what basically was the situation. So it was just a last-ditch thing. It was actually the plan just to stick with Oleg Gunnar for the next few games. And they expected him to beat Watford and beat Villarreal. And, you know, if he didn't get a result against Chelsea, maybe they wouldn't have even sacked him off there. But obviously the way that we lost to Watford, the humiliation, the 4-1 drubbination, just the way it went about it. You know, the team performance was just not there, and the style was not there. When we got actually bullied and beaten by Watford well in that first 45 minutes, and then we were doing okay second half, but then Captain Slabby did what Captain Slabby does and got sent off and cost us the game. By the way, this is a horrible stat. So since Fergie's retirement, Phil Jones has outlasted 4 managers: David Moyes, Louis van Gaal, Jose Mourinho, and Oleg Gunnar Solskjaer, and he's made just 119 Premier League appearances in that time. I mean, that just goes to show how shit the club is run, really, doesn't it? Phil Jones, in all that time, only playing 120 games, he's outlasted all those managers, and he's absolutely bloody dreary. You know, so the fact that he's still here, all those managers have come and gone, Phil Jones is still here. That's a big problem, isn't it, with how this club is run? That just highlights that. Just wanted to mention that. Also, Gary Neville tweeted out and said, "Thank you, Ollie. You did us proud. The last 2 months were tough, but before that, you restored some soul into the club." Yeah, I think that's a fair point. This season's been a complete debacle. There's no other word for it. But last season, we did get on a roll. We did get some decent form. We did get some decent football played. We got second in the league. We got to the Europa final. You know, he did stabilise us a bit. He did get us going back in the progressive, in the right direction. Unfortunately, the wheels fell off this season, but he deserves a lot of credit, man. And obviously, he's going to get a lot of praise from his ex-teammates and friends. But I think the whole United fan base as well should just take a step back now and say, you know what? You've got what you want. He's gone. He's not United manager anymore. Let's actually just respect him. Let's show him the love that he deserves as an ex-player who gave his all for the club. And also, let's just respect him for what he tried to do as manager. He failed, but he definitely tried hard and gave it his best shot to try and get this club to be successful again. It's not an easy scenario for anybody because of the owners, because of the setup, everything. It's not a good scenario for anybody. It's a poison chalice of a job. But even so, he was too short for it. You've got a good squad. You've got a good set of players. You've got to get them performing a heck of a lot better than that. And he couldn't do it. So it's a sad day. But Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is sad. David Ornstein reporting that Solskjaer said his goodbyes to the players after the defeat against Watford. And although he did not specify, the feeling the players had was that it was a permanent goodbye. So this is what David Ornstein reported. And to be fair, I sort of got that impression when he was going over to applaud the travelling fans. It seemed to me like he was giving them a little goodbye, you know, and obviously some of the players there. It seemed like a little moment for him just to say goodbye to those fans who believed him in at some point, whether or not they still did, which I'm sure most of them didn't, who believed him at some point, and of course who support the great football club that he also loves. So there you go. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer said his goodbyes yesterday after the Watford game. Jonathan Gallagher, mate, thank you very much for getting in here with your super chat, my friend. How's it going, Johnny Gallagher, mate? Thank you very much for getting in here. He simply says, some of these players are a disgrace. Jonathan Gallagher, mate, I mean, yes, a lot of these players are a disgrace. Let's think about some of these disgraceful players. Yesterday, McTominay was gash-tastic. Thing is, though, there's a little caveat with all of these. Solskjaer selected him even though he was unwell. He'd been ill over the international break. He wasn't 100%, you could see it, and he was a shambolic mess. So whose fault is that, really? Then you've also got Slabby Maguire. He's definitely at fault. He's definitely a human slab. Never mind anybody coaching that mess. Did you see what he did to get sent off? The guy's an error-prone melt every single game. He's absolutely a disgrace. Luke Shaw this season, I'm sorry to say, but he's a disgrace. How could he go from being that great to this gash-tastic in one fell swoop? It doesn't really make sense. You know, a lot of the players, to be fair, that's the case for. Bruno Fernandes. Man, this guy was a magnifico last couple of seasons, but last few games, he shriveled up as well like a raisin in the sun. The guy needs to sort himself out, and a few other people do too. But then again, the style of the team, the way we're going about it, the play, the confidence, the approach by Oleg Gunnar and the coaching staff, it's obviously not working. David De Gea said it best himself after the game. He said, you know, he doesn't know what he's watching in front of him here. It's not happening. It's not working. And that's basically what's going on. It's just, it doesn't seem like there's a clear path to the goal. Like, we can't actually pass it around, do the fundamentals. We're getting overrun by teams like Watford, for instance. So, yeah. I agree to an extent, Jonathan, but we had to make the change because somebody else with this set of players should do a lot better, shouldn't they? I mean, like I was saying, how hard is it to really set United up to go out there and play better than that? You don't have to give them too much instruction. These are top quality players. You just got to get them fired up, ready for it, you know, bang up for it, really. I mean, they're great players. Do you even need to get into the nitty gritty in terms of the tactics and all that sort of stuff? Yes, okay, you do. But I'm just saying, like, remember when Solskjaer first came in as an interim manager? He didn't have time to work on tactics after Jose. He didn't have that much time. He was doing the basics. He was firing them up, and they started to play amazing stuff. It's like sometimes you can overcomplicate things. And I think with that set of players, they're so good, they should be capable of going out there and beating Watford even on their very worst day. So the fact that they're playing like that, it's a shocker, isn't it? Fred must sell him at $1, says T. Ruven. There's a few players. Fred's a good shout as well. He's pretty gash-tastic. I also feel very bad for Fred a little bit because his role in the team is, you know, is too big for him. He shouldn't be having that sort of a role in the team, really. He's got a big role in that midfield pivot usually for Solskjaer this season. And I just don't think he's technically gifted enough to play that role. Somebody like Donny van der Beek, with his passing ability and his coolness on the ball, and just not being erratic and giving away every 5 minutes, you know, that's somebody that can play that sort of role for us, play as a proper number 6 or something like that. But Fred is not a top quality all-round midfielder. He's a good terrier. He's a good defensive midfielder who's going to break up play and run around and give you bags of energy. But he's not really a creative or even a skilled passer or, you know, technical player at all. So yeah, I think Solskjaer was just having a mare barking up the wrong tree playing Fred and McTominay, to be fair. McTominay's bang average. Let's be fair about McTominay now. Yeah, we go on about his heart and his fight, and he's always passionate and he's trying to give his all for United. But is he actually any good? Does he actually perform maybe consistently at all? No. Sometimes he has a great game, but you'd expect that from anybody playing for United. Most of the time, he's bang bloody average. He's not fit to wear the shirt either, really. Even though he's a good, passionate player, he's got potential, he's only 25, all the rest of it. He's fucking shite, man. He has been for a couple of seasons, bang average. Jonathan Gallagher with another £2 super chat, lad. He says, they only care about money, pig, nothing else. Oh, sadly, I think you're right for most of these players. Hit football the way it's got. I mean, Slabby Maguire's putting pictures of himself smiling on his Instagram last night like a big fucking concrete pillar. I hate the man. Oh, I've never had so much disdain for a United captain. Ever. You know, even if you're pissed off with the managers. It's like the captain, it's always it was always a great leader, always a great player, always a consistent performer. That's why they're captain. Because they've got the quality, but they've also got the mentality. Slabby's got neither. Slabby's got neither when it comes to mentality or quality. He's shit in terms of being a defender. Somebody said he was somebody commented on my video earlier and said he's a legend or something. He's a fucking legend. Bloody hell, 29 years old. What has he done? And I assume they meant leg end because he does play like he's got fucking no feet. The guy, like he's on a couple of fucking stumps. Then I can understand if you called him a leg end or something, but no, he's clearly not a quality player. He's clearly not good enough for United and certainly not good enough for the captaincy. He's definitely somebody I think is just creaming the money at United. He's just a Phil Jones 2.0 in disguise, big slab. Hey, little big man, mate. He says, Ollie decided to live and die with McFred, plus Shaw and Maguire are crap this season, so Ollie went down with the ship. I hope Carrick and Fletcher go too. Great comment, little big man. He didn't have to select him. He could have gone with Bailly. We didn't have to put Twanzebe out on loan. He could have tried different options at the back in terms of combination. Obviously, Varane's injured, but he could have played Bailly recently. He doesn't have to select Maguire, and he certainly doesn't have to select McFred. And we talked about the Donny situation. What an idiot. How did he manage to get that so wrong? You look at what a quality player Donny is in the little amount of games that we've seen him. Yesterday is the best player in that second half. For me, he just controlled things, created a couple of things, scored a goal. He was very positive. And I would have loved to have seen more of that this season. He impressed me more in that 45 than more or less all of Scotty's and Fred's performances, bar maybe one or two this season. And they've played loads of games. So, Donny van der Beek definitely deserved the opportunity in the team way before yesterday, and should have started the game, should have been controlling United's midfield for the last few weeks before the international break as well, getting opportunities. So yeah, Solskjaer made his own bed and he has to lie in it. That's true. Nathan says it's quite funny. Carrick is an interim before United appoint an interim before they appoint an actual manager. The three stooge phases of recruitment. It's bizarre, isn't it? I agree, mate. What's that all about? So they've got somebody in a temporary capacity, Carrick, to just see things over until they can get somebody to come in a temporary capacity as a interim manager until the end of the season when they can appoint a permanent manager. It is bizarre, isn't it, guys? Thank you, Rushmano. He says we've got 58 likes. We can do better than that, lads and lasses. If you're just joining us, hit the thumbs up button on the stream. Let's see if we can smash 100 likes on the stream. Also, click the share button. Give it a share to Twitter or Facebook or Instagram or TikTok or fucking anywhere. Fucking plentyoffish.com. Anywhere. Give it a share. Let me know. Let me know if you have done. And please do also get involved. If you're new to the channel, there's a little subscribe button there. You only need to be subbed for 1 minute to get involved in the live chat and comment with these legends. So please do have your say. I'll try and read as many comments out as we go along and cover the news. Gungshi, mate, thank you very much for another super chat, mate. He says, Slabby is dead to me. Ultimate melter. Me too, Gungshi. Good shout, my friend. I'm with you. I'm all aboard the Slabby out train. All aboard the Slabby out train. Next stop, Disappointmentsville. Hey, Martin Ellison, what is going on, my friend? Good to see you, Martin Ellison. Hang on, where's your comment gone? Martin Ellison says, yeah, good times, bad times again at United. Yeah, Martin, really terrible at this moment in time, isn't it? Everett as manager. I love this game. Hey, Star-Lord with a highlighted member comment. Thank you so much for being a member for 6 months. That has flown by, lad. He says, today is a good day. Ollie was his own worst enemy. Well put, actually, Star-Lord. Yes, you can't get away from it. The stubbornness, the fact that he even reverted back to that 4-2-3-1 away at Watford tells you everything about him. He was so stubborn for his own good, couldn't see the wood for the trees, wasn't making the necessary changes and just sticking with the same old personnel that he chose before and has tried and tested to fail. It's insanity. Insanity, doing the same things over and over again, expecting different results. The guy's melted. We know that. I agree with you because, he just played the wrong people, selected the wrong players at the wrong times consistently. Big shame. Big shame. I don't know how he couldn't see it. I really don't know how he couldn't see it. Because I can see it looking from afar that McFred wasn't working in that 4-2-3-1. I can see it as well that Maguire's not fit to be the captain of Manchester United. There's lots of things I can see that he clearly didn't see. And I don't know why. I could see that Donny van der Beek was more deserving of a chance in midfield than, Fred, McTominay, Matic, even Pogba over the last 7-8 games based on form. I can see that. You can see that. But he couldn't see it. It's so strange, isn't it? Yeah, it's strange. I mean, it's easy to sit here and say that, but, there's only so many times that you can select the same player after they've performed so badly and go, well, he's clearly mental. Everett is awesome, Ellie. Yes, his Insta is hilarious. What about that time where he's like licking the raw chicken? Patrice Everett, has nobody ever told you about salmonella, lad? Just fucking licking raw chicken, this guy. Everett loves an uncooked chicken. We're screwed against Chelsea, says Hakeem Gaming YT. We've got an update. Thank you, Rushman, for the update here. Let's have a look at this. So, so one senior executive at a Premier League rival club has expressed astonishment that Manchester United had awarded Solskjaer a new 3-year contract in the summer, but reflected the wider mood within the game that it was no bad thing for the rest of us. Okay then, fair enough. Well, I wonder who that tosspot was. I guess they were right. I mean, this is what the case is. You got opposition fans saying Ollie in and stick around and all that kind of stuff. That's the situation. It's kind of embarrassing, isn't it? Here we go. Eric Bailly reputedly asked Solskjaer why he had picked Harry Maguire, who was not fit. Solskjaer was challenged by others over the continued exclusion of Donny van der Beek, Jesse Lingard and Nemanja Matic. This is what has been reported by James Ducker from The Telegraph. I just don't know why Harry Maguire gets in there. So we've seen that quite a lot of times. We've seen Solskjaer not have faith in a lot of players in the squad and just select players who are not even 100% fit. We've seen it quite a lot recently in itself. Just players like, who did he select the other day? Oh yeah, he selected Maguire when he wasn't fit, when he just come back from fitness. Maybe you can argue Rush Varane back a little bit too quick, possibly. Maybe not. Actually, no, that's a different injury I think he got. You know, it's happened McTominay recently the other day. So I definitely think that he's had a bit of a nightmare there and he's not given opportunities to players that should have been deserving of it. Even Jesse Lingard, to be fair to him, you know, based on the last couple of performances he had, you know, when you saw him scoring goals, winning games, quality goal, you know, Ronaldo getting on the score sheet, Jay Lings doing bits, he's deserving of a game at some point. You know, he is, especially when other people are not performing. So it is a shame when he just puts him completely in the cold and then just selects somebody else who's dross and proven to not work. It's really quite unbelievable, really. Yeah, he had a nightmare. I'm all about that myself. I'm all about rewarding good performances. I'm all about rewarding big characters, moments. You know, if somebody comes off the bench and they do a moment of magic and win you the game, you know, that's a show of some character and that maybe they deserve a chance. Not to Solskjaer, though. He just had favourites and he just selected his same old favourites most weeks, unfortunately. He wouldn't change. He wouldn't actually go, you know what? This guy's just not informed. This guy's actually costing me right now. Let's give somebody else a chance. He wouldn't do that. So, yeah, disappointing. Thank you very much, Rushmano, for getting in here with the updates, by the way, my son. Thank you very much, Gungshi. Slabby's dead to me. Ultimate melter. Yes, indeed. Pranit Karana says, mixed feelings, Piggy. After all, he is one of our own. Yeah, me too, Pranit. That's kind of how I feel about it as well, dude. Hey, we're 10 likes away from 100 likes, guys. Smash the thumbs up button if you haven't done so. Leave a cheeky little like on it if you haven't. Kamikaze says, is there a formation to play one centre-back? Bailly scores an own goal. Lindelof plays like a Swedish meatball. And Maguire is a fucking slab. Kamikaze, it seems like it. It seems like we've got 3 defenders, but basically they sum up, they together amount to what? 1.5 actual defenders? They're gash. Hey, Zayn Miyasi with an $8.99 super sticker, lad, of a pair rolling around laughing. Yeah. Yam it up, Zayn. Yam it up in the live chat, dude. Nice one. Yeah. Fair play to Zayn Miyasi. Battered 4-0 by Liverpool yesterday. Fair play. Still above us, though. Bloody hell, mate. Zayn Miyasi. Let's get the fucking laughing pair emojis in there for Zayn, eh? Crikey. JBP says, Pig, I would bring in Blanc until the end of the season, then go full out Ten Hag. I like that, dude. I like that. It's funny, though. Interim, and then we're going to go get... It's crazy. But yes, fair enough. In the middle of the season, it's unlikely to be able to get somebody to come in right now. It's just not really a good thing. So maybe an interim is the best thing to do, which seems like the way we're going. Carrick's just in here for the forthcoming games until we get an interim to see us to the end of the season. That's what it seems like. Laurent Blanc has been touted as maybe coming in to do that. So, hey, I could see it happening. He does have the links with the club. He is a highly experienced manager. And then you never know if he obviously does well, maybe that interim job, just like Oleg Gunnar Solskjaer when he came in, will become more of a permanent thing. But Ten Hag, though, is a good option. I still say Zidane, but it depends who's available and who wants to come. Mrs. P Cake Bandit with a thumbs up super sticker as well. Steady on now, steady on now. Guys, get your thumbs ups on the video like she says there. Thank you, Mrs. P. And let's get a super chat emoji in there for Zane and Mrs. P also. Thank you very much. Sly Dog says, surely we have someone in mind. Not good to leave United hanging mid-season. Yeah, you would think. I mean, they're working on people behind the scenes. So they're understood to actually be working on Zinedine Zidane. But Zinedine Zidane may not want the job. They may not be able to convince him to come. You know, he's got to relocate his family, all the rest of it, to a different footballing culture here where it might be a bit of a challenge for the guy. It will be a challenge for the guy because this job's a challenge for anyone. Thank you, Berber. Thank you, Mr. Berberini, you Don. Thank you to all the moderators, by the way, who've been doing a cracking job over the last few days with all this stuff popping off and a few years, to be fair. Let's give them a love heart in the live chat. Simon Cowie, hello to you, sir. He says, Pig, the owners, the board, and our fan base need to not be overreactional because if we keep turning on managers, we will be here again in 2 to 3 years. Spot on, Simon Cowie. I could even see us being here sooner than that, Simon. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't take many months or many bad performances for manager to sort of lose the shine with the fan base. Let's be honest. So I could see it happening a lot sooner than that. You know what the fan base is like. You know what United are like as well. Like, there's every possibility that we'll be disappointed under the next manager too. Like, there's no guarantees just changing the manager is actually going to help. We have to get the right manager, and unless we do get the right manager, then we could be even worse. Who knows? We could be even fucking worse. Matty Blue Eyes. He says, I once loved this great club. These owners are shit. How can they sack a manager and leave Carrick in charge, for fuck's sake? I know, it doesn't even make sense. Carrick was part of the downfall of Manchester United here. He's part of the coaching staff assisting Solskjaer. So what sense does it really make just to get rid of Solskjaer and then just give it to Michael Carrick to not even to end the season, next few games? It's fucking ridiculous, isn't it? Here we go then. So, a few more little notes and things coming out. Cristiano Ronaldo and Edinson Cavani have sought to lead by example, but Ronaldo feels some in the squad want it too easy. Yeah. Yeah. You know, if I was Ronaldo, I'd be kicking off big style about having that human slab as my captain as well. A lot of Man United players appreciated Solskjaer's personal touch within his style of management, reported by James Ducker. I mean, he's gone. It's a bit sentimental, but, you know, he was a nice guy. I'm sure there's a lot of players in that dressing room that will miss Solskjaer, especially the shit players who were playing regardless of actually playing well. People like Harry Maguire. People like Fred. You know, are they going to play under the next manager? My thoughts would be not so much. I mean, maybe Maguire will, just because we've got like some weird obligation to play him because he costs so much and he's on so much money, even though he's shit. The new manager who comes in will probably have an obligation to play him from the bloody Glazers and some bollocks. So, it's just unbelievable, isn't it? Just unbelievable. Right, okay, so yes, a few little tidbits and things coming out, lads and lasses, but the main news is, yeah, let me get that out of my face, actually, there. The main news is Oleg Gunnar Solskjaer has been sacked and Michael Carrick is the temporary manager. And this is the statement from the club, if you want to read it. Oh, dear. So you think Carrick will develop technically with experienced manager, says Sharifo Cisse? Maybe Sharifo. You know, he might actually be astute at management. Who knows? Maybe Michael Carrick has just been waiting in the wings and he's going to be a great coach. But I just don't see his credentials either. You know, even if we went on and won 10 games in a row, I wouldn't appoint him because we've already been down that road. Solskjaer came in an interim capacity, had a great run. We appointed him and it didn't work out because he hasn't got the proven pedigree to manage at the top level and win things. We need somebody with that CV now. You know, I know Conte's just gone to Spurs and I didn't want Conte for his style and various other reasons, but somebody like that who's got that big name and big aura about them and a winner's record. He had a winner's record. Somebody like that. Zidane fits the bill. You know, we need somebody with a record that speaks for itself and that can command a dressing room, that can go in with all these big personalities, Ronaldo and Pogba and all the rest of them, and get them to listen and get them to change their ways and get them to actually perform and work super hard for each other and them. So we need somebody with some cojones and somebody's a real big name and with a winner's record. There's not that many around right now, to be fair, like we discussed. Zidane is probably the best, but is he actually going to be obtainable? Gungshi sent a super chat in here. It's a 170 NT bad boy. Thank you, Gungshi Leone. He says, imagine if we go on to win a few games under Carrick, they'd probably reward him with a 3-year contract. That's interesting. That is interesting. I was just talking about that, wasn't I? Yeah. Imagine if that happens, because you often see an upturn once a manager's gone. Sometimes the players just go, you know what? We weren't playing for that manager because we wanted him gone. Now we're going to start playing. And you often see an upturn when there's a change. Look at when Solskjaer came in after Mourinho. It's a fine example. Or when, Chelsea got rid of Jose the second time. They were awful. As soon as Jose's gone, it's like, right, let's start playing some football. It often happens. So, yeah, that could happen. Maybe it's cheaper and easier for them to give it Carrick until at least the end of the season as well. Like, imagine if the candidate isn't available, if Zidane doesn't want to come, Ten Hag doesn't want to leave Ajax right now. I could see them just sticking with Carrick until the end of the season, especially if he wins a few games, like you say, Gungers. So, yeah, I obviously hope he does well. But even if he does win a few games, I don't want them to get carried away and give him the permanent job or anything, because we need somebody, like I say, with the credentials and the proven track record of being a winner and winning things at the top upper echelon of the tournaments like Champions League and major leagues and stuff, not just some Mickey Mouse stuff or, coaching youth setups. Steve Buckley says, what will Carrick change? Probably not that much, to be fair. What can he change? He himself has been working on a certain style of play with this Manchester United side, with the current coaching staff that are staying here, all apart from Ollie. So, yeah, I don't really see how much he can change, really, I said morning. A. Dean says, Eddie, oh, hey there, Beauty from Pain 23. What's going on? Sorry, you're not invisible. No, I missed you there myself. How you doing there, Beauty from Pain? I hope you're doing good today. What's your thoughts on it, then? Hey there, Claire Bayliss says, what about Coleman Piggy? Historically, he's a great coach. I mean, it's not worked out too well for him recently, right? But I do understand that, he's a big name and a big character and everything, but I just don't really fancy it now based on what's just happened. But hey, look, I guess there's worse people. PS says, would have loved Conte at Man United. Fair enough, PS. I can understand why. I can. Winning those Serie A's and doing well with Inter, and he's obviously proven in the Prem to a degree with Chelsea winning the league and FA Cup. So I can understand it. I just don't like his style and his Dracula vibes. Jonathan Gallagher with another £2 super chat says, we tried, proven managers, failed, etc. Mourinho, true, Louis van Gaal, Mourinho, Moyes, and Moyes is doing well again now, look, but couldn't do well at United. There is a common theme here, Jonathan. I agree, mate. A lot of the players have changed. The managers have changed. A lot of the coaching staff has changed. What's not changed? Well, the owners and a lot of the people in charge in technical roles in our club, like Eddie Woody Woodward, Matty Judge, fucking, all the rest of it, Arnold, all the rest of it. So that's what's not really changed, and that is the big problem at United. That is the common denominator of gashness at the club for us. We know that, Jonathan. I agree, sir. Hey, J Pie, what's going on? Says nothing can change by putting Carrick in. How fucking stupid are these owners? I would have preferred Ollie to stay to the end of the season than this BS. Fair play to you, Jay. Me too, I agree. It's so stupid, isn't it? Get rid of Ollie, scapegoat Ollie, but just keep the rest of the coaching stuff. This doesn't make sense. We need a change. You need to make a change. You need to make a division in the sand and go forward in a different direction. Not just peter forward in a similar direction, just slightly different. It's unreal. Yeah, definitely needed to get rid of the whole coaching staff and get somebody else in. Maybe they will still do that. Like maybe Carrick and Phelan and all these guys are just here still because they're just literally seeing things until the next man comes in, and then maybe they will all leave. But it does seem like at this moment in time, it's just a mess. Doesn't make sense. Jordan says, no one will see a border also good in business by forcing Zidane to come. Rushy update, says Berber. Oh, crap. Hang on a second. Let me read this. Thank you very much, Rushman. Let's have a look at this. Thank you, Berberini, for the £2 super chat, my friend. Okay, so here we go. This is an update from Mark Ogden. He says Ed Woodward was told, however, that Solskjaer believed his coaches were world class. MUFC's hierarchy had become aware of the concerns over the quality of the coaching team and offered Solskjaer every level of support and told him he could have whatever he needed to put it right. Ed Woodward was told, however, that Solskjaer believed his coaches were world class. Okay, well, he's obviously wrong. He was obviously wrong. Also reporting, that oh no, I read that, didn't I? Yes. So definitely, there's some, there's some mismanagement and errors of judgment that have been made by Solskjaer. There's no real doubt about that. That's in terms of his coaching staff and his selection and how we've gone about it as well. Right, hang on a sec. I missed something here. Yvonne Ekofor, how's it going there, Yvonne? Thank you very much for getting in here with your £5 super chat. Comments and says, Ollie was a mere puppet and amazed that owners of Man United allowed the coaches not to be sacked as well. This shows how gutless Man United are. Yvonne Ekofor, spot on, yeah, that's it. It's spot on, isn't it? They are the puppet masters pulling the strings, and Solskjaer's just a little Pinocchio there, really. And unfortunately, he's a wooden boy. And unfortunately, his nose has grown a bit long. And it's time to fucking get rid, unfortunately, But, yeah, I agree, though. It does show you how gutless the owners and the board are. They've got rid of Solskjaer, but they've kept all the other coaches. And they haven't got somebody else, to come in immediately. Or they haven't released a statement saying, we're working on somebody else coming in immediately. It just said the forthcoming games, basically. The forthcoming games, we're going to have these guys in charge. I wouldn't be surprised if they do well in the next few games, and then we just stick with those guys for the end of the season and get somebody in the summer and have Carrick leading Manchester United to the end of the season instead of Ollie, which doesn't really make any sense whatsoever, because now you're just getting somebody else who's been a part of the problem, except he's less experienced in the key role. So yeah, Yvonne, thank you so much. I agree, it's a disgrace. Hey, the agent in the East says, morning, Pig, the sun rises again and the beat goes on. Squad in a better position than when he started. One or two still need to go, and the Pogba thing has been a big club fumble, to be honest. Hey, great comment, man. You know what? Let's just say that. Let's just talk about that for a sec, because in terms of where we are now and where we are when Solskjaer first took over after that whole Mourinho mess, when we had Alexis Sanchez at the club on $500,000 and all the rest of it, $500,000 a week, and all the rest of it, to be in the position now where we have got Ronnie back, Bruno Fernandes is an excellent, wonderful player, in the standard, in the same bracket as like a Kevin De Bruyne. If you actually look at his goal contributions, his assists, chances created, and all the rest of it since he's come in, I think he's just ahead of De Bruyne. So I don't think any player's created more goal scoring opportunities. So, you got to have a look at him and say, wow, he's top draw. He's been brought in by Solskjaer. Wan-Bissaka is a great defender, man. He's going to be so good. He's only 22 still, this man. Give him a couple of years, surely this man's going to be one of the very best. So he's a great Solskjaer signing. Ronaldo's obviously come in. That's an amazing piece of business, whichever way you look at it. And yeah, he's developed Mason Greenwood and stuff like that. You're so right. You're so right, the agent in the East, because he's made this club, he's made the squad much more. It's just better, isn't it? It is. It's just better than it was than when he first took over. So you're right. Whoever comes in now is going to benefit from Solskjaer's building of this squad. He's not been able to make it work once he's built it all, but he has built it well. There's some good players in here. We have look at Rafael Varane's just come in. He's only 28. Or is he 29 now? But even so, he's still got a few years at the top. He's a bit injury prone, yeah, fair enough. But he's still got a few years at the top, this man. That's a great signing, whichever way you look at it. Solskjaer's done well with the signings, and also not just the signings, but getting rid of players. It's hard to get rid of players like Phil Jones because nobody wants to buy him, and he's not going to go and play for somebody else for less money because he has zero ambition, it seems. So, it's hard to get rid of players like that, but by and large, getting rid of players like Alexis Sanchez and Rojo and all the rest of it, he's done a good job getting a lot of the shite out and getting some good actual players in. So you have to give credit to Solskjaer for that. Rushmano says 133 likes. Can do better than that, surely. Thank you, Rushmano. Yes, guys, if you're just getting in here, there's 316 of you in here. That is a Steve Austin amount of people. Do us a big favor and hit the thumbs up on the video. Gives us an old YouTube algo boost. And also hit the subscribe button if it's your first time around here on the channel. Get yourself involved. The Saints says Aaron Wan-Bissaka needs a lot of work, Pig, in my opinion. I agree, especially going forward. That is the facet of his game, which is nowhere near as good as a lot of the other right backs that we're talking about, which is why he's probably not been in the England setup at all. You know, you've got Walker and there's Trippier. They're all good going forward. You've also got, of course, Alexander-Arnold and Reece James. So, yeah, in terms of going forward, Wan-Bissaka's the worst out of those guys, pretty much. Defensively, though, I think he's the best. But he's just too one-dimensional in that sense. He doesn't give you enough going forward. Hasn't got the vision or execution to create enough for you. He can do it, but he needs to get better at that. Burble, that £2 super chat, lad. Thank you so much for says Rushy manager update. Get in there, my son. Thank you very much, Berber. Appreciate you, my man. Okay, then. So, yes, we have another update here. Thank you very much for getting in here. So Sky reporting that Cristiano Ronaldo is keen for Luis Enrique to become the new Man United manager. He'd likely to be considered for the role, along with Zinedine Zidane, Eric Ten Hag. As it stands, Mauricio Pochettino and Brendan Rodgers are long shots. So, yeah, I mean, that'd be quite interesting. Luis Enrique, you know, that sort of tiki-taka style. Why the fuck not? You know what I'm saying? Like, Luis Enrique is an experienced manager, 100%. Yeah, I mean, he would be a candidate. I still like Zidane, but, you know, because the style of play they went about it, you know, the 4-3-3, the attacking nature of the football, successful, etc. But listen, you can't really deny, you know, you can't really deny, what's this? Got a message from Ellie here. What's this? Oh, okay. Never mind. Thank you very much, Eddie, for that. Hey, we've got a $17.99 super chat here from Simon Cowie. Thank you very much, Simon Cowie. Really appreciate you for that, my friend. Get in there. He says, Pig. Wait, he says, Pig, CVs mean nothing and guarantee you nothing. Just look at Sir Alex Ferguson's first 3 seasons, 86, 87, 11th, 87, 88. Yeah, 13th, and it took him 7 years maximum to win the Premier League. And he had a winning CV. Thank you, Ollie, says Simon Cowie. Oh, hashtag thank you, Ollie. I agree, man. But you have to base it on something, though. It definitely helps if you've got experience. I think Sir Alex is a bad example you've chosen there, Simon Cowie, because I'm not really looking for that sort of guy. I'm not looking for somebody who's only really done something in the Scottish League. And even if he did win it with Aberdeen, it's very impressive. And of course, the UEFA Cup as well. It's actually an insane achievement. But I'm looking for somebody more experienced than Alex Ferguson at that stage. Alex Ferguson, he was a fresh manager. You know, he'd only had a few years when he managed fucking Stirling and Aberdeen. And so, you know, he'd not really had that much experience there. I want somebody who's managed a top club already. So I think your CV is important, Simon Cowie. I agree. It's not the be all and end all. You know, coaches can go. Look at Zidane. Zidane went from being a player to being a coach to being a manager, and you know, and did amazing. You know, so it's not, you don't have to have the CV, a proven track record. You can be somebody that's, you know, a football man that has just got great ideas and be a good manager. But I think it definitely helps if you're proven, if you've got experience, if you've got a CV of managing different places, winning different big trophies, etc. Of course, that's good. That's good. I want somebody more experienced than a fresh Sir Alex right now at United, honestly. That's the sort of manager I'm looking for. But you know, I 100% hear what you're saying, though. CVs don't mean everything. Thank you very, very much, by the way, for that, Mr. Simon Cowie. Appreciate you. 007 says, coaching staff with no experience, captain cannot even lead flies to a pile of dirt, and owners, we were Manchester United. Great shout, yeah. I agree with everything you said. No Brendan Rodgers, says Pranit Kerala, absolutely. Gary Finnegan comments, I really hate our board. They sack Ollie, but they keep the likes of Carrick, who are the actually coaches. Get rid of them, or we won't improve no matter who we have, says Gary Finnegan. Yes, it makes no sense. I know what the fuck's that all about, dude? It makes no sense, doesn't it? It's like if you've been born with a mangled face and you go to the plastic surgeon to try and get it sorted out, and they just like change like half an eyelid or something, but just leave the whole rest of it. You got to address the whole problem, otherwise it's not going to go. You know, it's not going to solve it. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with having a messed up face, by the way. I'm just using it as an example. I'm just saying, literally, it's like you haven't done the job. You've only done a little bit of the job. I could have probably used a better analogy there, you know what I'm saying? But you've done a little bit of the job rather than the whole job. It's so weird. Yes, exactly. Rushmano says ex-dipper Todgers. No thanks. Yeah, Brenda Todgers can do one all the way back to fucking Northern Ireland, mate, as far as I'm concerned. Hoi noi, Brian Coy, Brendan Rodgers. Even though you're a wonderful guy and a nice technician. What about Graham Potter, says Vindula Cruz. Good coach, clearly a good coach. But man, come on. Huge step up from fucking Brighton to United, man. You can't be taking that step. It makes zero sense. State of this club, man. Fucking state of this club. Honestly, it is so bad. You know, what we really need to do is get rid of the fucking owners. Like, shouldn't this be another example, another prime opportunity for the fans just to, like, surround Old Trafford and stop the football from being played again? I truly feel that's the only way we can get these tosspots out, is if every single game they can't play it. They get fines from the Premier League. They get no match revenue. That's kind of the only way I see them going, because they just milk the fan base. The fan base, to be fair, you know, we're all guilty of it to a degree because we love the club. We just want to get on with it and watch and support our club. We're all guilty of it. But really, we should be making this quite a hostile environment for them. Like, it shouldn't just be, oh, we can just milk the fan base and sit in our ivory towers in America and not give a toss and cream the money. It shouldn't be like that. It should just be, we should actually be on the regular every single week, like that Liverpool game where we stopped it from happening. It sounds extreme, but how the fuck else are we going to get these guys to sell the club or leave? It needs to become a non-profitable situation for them. That's what it needs to become. Chloe Conkey says he'd be sacked in the morning. Yes, well, he is sacked. Apparently Zidane is learning English and is in links with Man United. Petit said, MS, that sounds great to me, my friend. Yeah, I could buy it. Why wouldn't he want the challenge of United? If we give him a good offer, you know, I know people saying his wife's not keen on it, but... Oh, holy shit! Oh, Rushmano, mate, thank you very much for £100 super chat. Holy shit! Rushmano, get in there, my son! Let's be having you! Rushmano, thank you very much for the £100 donation, dude. He says, to help with the show setup and some more old donkey or whatever it was called. This monkey shoulder. I did finish that, yeah. Oh, I think, or you're thinking of the old Rosie. That is a combination of the two. Hey, Rushmano, thank you so much, man. That is absolutely amazing. Appreciate that, to help with the show setup. Thank you very much, Rushy. That is sensational, man. We'll put that towards... I'm going to get a new camera at some point, so I'm going to put that towards a camera at some point, Rushy. Thank you so much. What a fucking legend. Guys, can we get a super chat emoji in there for Rushy for that one? That is insane, man. Thank you so much, Rushmano. And thank you also for just being a legend and giving me all the latest updates with your great sources, etc. What a man. What a fucking legend. Come on. Appreciate that one. I really do, Rushy. Thank you, mate. What a don. Joel Morris getting on the action as well with a 179er. He says, Pig, what about Frank Lampard for United manager? What? I'd rather fucking Christine Bleakley as United manager, dude. Are you taking the piss? Joel Morris, what the fuck? Oh, I love it. Frank Lampard. Oh. Hazard B says, Sue, get in there. Hussey's loving it. Steve Bruce is coming, says Commerce World. Oh, Steve Bruce, watch out, man, honestly. Dude, I can actually see the Glazers doing that. I'm not even kidding. I can actually see them doing that. Giving that 179 back, says Wild West. Oh, man, guys, there's 300 of you legends in here. Thank you, everyone, for getting in here. I'm going to have a Q&A session now. I'm just going to go for a rundown of the news very quickly. Then we'll have a Q&A. Do us a big favor. Hit the like. Let's see if we can get 200 likes on the stream and all the rest of it. Thank you, guys. Man, what a fucking legend. Joel Morris as well. Yes, thank you, Ellie. Get in there. Soul for Joel Morris. Thank you so much. Fucking Frank Lampard. That's tickled me, that has. I needed that after a day like today, mate. I needed that, dude. Thank you very much. Okay, also, I forgot to tell you this. Julian Lopetegui is also one on the shortlist, apparently. Sevilla's manager, won the Europa League last year. I don't know a great deal about him or his style of play or anything, but, you know, he's on the shortlist, apparently. I was looking at his some of his Informazione. Yeah, you know, it's just another option. Maybe it could be somebody for the future. Who knows? I mean, it's just a link at this moment in time. It's not a strong link. The strong links are Zidane and Rodgers and even Pochettino is a possibility. Luis Enrique. You know, there's a few that are heavily linked to the club at this moment. It's going to be really interesting few days just to see what happens. Like, because knowing our club, we'll just win a couple of games and they'll give it character end of the season. Knowing our shitty club, I think that's what will happen. Because our owners are, when I say shitty club, I don't mean shitty club, I mean shitty run club. I mean the owners, the board, they're a disgrace, aren't they? So if you're just getting in here, guys, and you don't know what's going on, Manchester United have officially announced that Solskjaer has left the role as manager of Manchester United. They released a club statement which said, Ollie will always be a legend at Manchester United, and it is with regret that we've reached this difficult decision. I'll just get it there so you can see it. While the past few weeks have been disappointing, they should not obscure all the work he has done over the past 3 years to rebuild the foundations for long-term success. Ollie leaves with our sincerest thanks for his tireless efforts as manager and our very best wishes for the future. His place in the club's history will always be secure, not just for his story as a player, but as a great man and a manager who gave us many great moments. He will forever be welcomed back at Old Trafford as part of United family. Michael Carrick will now take charge of the team for the forthcoming games, while the club looks to appoint an interim manager to the end of the season. Oh, my goodness me. Give it gigs it to end of the season. He got the job at a technicality of a legend who recommended you. You are nothing. You are a fool, and you are a waste of time. Good night. Okay, also, Michael Carrick, official, yes, he will now take charge of the forthcoming games. It's also reported that it's only Oleg Gunnar Solskjaer that has been sacked or is leaving, that is departing now. It's been reported that Kieran McKenna and Mike Phelan are sticking around to assist Michael Carrick. And Darren Fletcher's staying in his hybrid technical / coach role. And United had no plans to dismiss Solskjaer up until that Watford debacle, basically. Yes, Woodward arrived at Carrington at 9 a.m. to deliver the news to Oleg Gunnar Solskjaer. Carrick will take charge at Villarreal while we look to appoint an interim until the end of the season. So just to be clear, we've appointed Carrick as a temporary role, to fill in temporarily to get somebody else to fit in temporarily until we can get a permanent manager. We've only got rid of Solskjaer. We haven't got rid of the rest of the coaching staff. It's an absolute shit show, really. Okay. That's basically it, guys. Yeah, Man United can confirm Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's now left his role. And that's basically the latest news, guys, in regards to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and Manchester United. We're waiting to see who may be appointed in the next few days, what fresh links are going to be made, what progress they'll make with people like Zinedine Zidane or perhaps Luis Enrique or anybody else that they're thinking about going to get. We'll see if they have plans to do that now or at the end of the season, or if they're going to get an interim in to oversee things until the end of the season, or if they'll just let Carrick do it to the end of the season. We don't know, but we will give you the upcoming information as it happens. Haifa Venerian says, you are a fuel. What does that mean? You what? Nicholas Busaleo says, Carrick is on Ollie in different skin. That's right, Nicholas. It's just simply the same sort of thing. He's an inexperienced manager, doesn't have anything other than, that United experience, really. He's not been anywhere cutting his teeth. In fact, he's way less experienced than Ollie. He's way less experienced than Ollie. It's just a puppet, isn't it? It's just a face, a puppet to put in there, just so they can sack off Ollie and act like they're actually doing something. F Scam comments, is Manchester United uncoachable pig? Too many egotistic players in the squad? Yeah, I mean, some of them, yes. But then I would have to say that, no, they're not uncoachable. They just need the right coach. A big manager with a big name and a big aura. There's always going to be big personalities and clashes and all sorts of stuff like that. Think about Sir Alex Ferguson. He's quite a volatile manager in a lot of ways. He had a lot of big personalities in there. There could have been a lot of things boiling over a lot of the time, and a lot of the time it did. But he coached them. He got the best out of them. And you got to have the ability to get the best out of these big prima donna players. That's what football is now. They're all prima donnas who get everything far too much, far too soon from a young age, and they're all just spoiled brats, it seems, these days in professional football. Pretty much 90% of them are anyway. So you've got to be able to manage these personalities. So we need somebody that can do that. We need somebody that can command a dressing room. That's why I like Zinedine Zidane, because I think if Zinedine walks in his suit, Zinedine Zidane with his bald head and, and his squinty expression and his Marco Materazzi glare, he will command respect. And it's Zidane. He's one of the greatest players of all time. He's literally in most people's top 5 or top 10 of greatest players to have ever played the game. So you don't really have more of a respect level there, for a new man coming in, I think, right now. So he would be good. Yeah. Hugs for Ollie, says you never get me down. Spot on, lad, absolutely. Let's show that love for Oleg Gunnar Solskjaer. Let's get a 20 legend in the live chat, because he is a legend of this club. And just take away the management. He's a fucking massive legend of this club. Add the management, and he's even bigger legend of this club, if you ask me, because he has left this club in a better position than before he took it over. There's no doubt about that. The squad's in a much better position. So he's still done well as a manager for United. Just this season, he's shat it. But up until this season, he'd done well. Will Zidane be a bald Ollie, says Commerce? Well, I doubt it. I think Zidane would play attacking stuff, go proper at teams, and try and make us an attacking force. But who actually really knows? Winter's Wrath says you're not getting Zidane. Wake up, he don't want the job, says Winter's Wrath. Maybe so. I mean, if you look with the odds makers right now, with the bookies, the most favourite to succeed Ollie is actually Zidane. So, the bookmakers don't think that that's a stupid idea. I personally think it's quite unlikely, because, him and his family wanting to come to Manchester, and also like a different footballing culture, different league. It's a really tough job, this one, for anyone coming into. Like, he doesn't need the money. It's a big challenge. If he wants the challenge, it's there for him, and the money's going to be great as well for this job, as good as anywhere. But the thing is, it's like, does he need it? If he doesn't, fair enough. But hey, he might come. If he wants a challenge, he might come. Cyclone Artie says Zidane is a 3 times Champions League winner, GOAT coach. There you go, Cyclone. You can't really deny that. I mean, he has done very well in a short, limited time of management. Ten Hag would be a good shout as well. Yeah, long-term plans. I like it. Total football. Just not a real great name. But if we can't get Zidane, then maybe Ten Hag would be the one. Gary Finnegan says both Van Gaal and Jose finished second the year before they got sacked, and now so has Ollie. Second is cursed. Wow. Yeah, you're right, aren't you? That's interesting. That is Gary Finnegan. Yeah, that is interesting. You're absolutely spot on. Actually, hang on. Did Louis finish? No, wait. Did Louis finish second in that year? No, I don't know. Is it Zidane time, says TTV Zeno? I hope so, my friend. Thank you, Spirit3403, for subscribing. Ten Hag says Guinea Music. Okay, I'll just ask you guys in the live chat then. Just get one manager's name in there who you would want. Me, it's Zidane. Who is your manager? Select your next Manchester United manager. Go. Stream Machine today, Baz, says Mrs. P. Cake Banner. No, I'm absolutely shattered as well, to be fair, and not very well, but, Ollie has just been sacked and it's official from the club, so, we've got to get on here and talk about it. It's obviously a big day. It's like a change. It's fucking sad, but it's also positive in some ways if we get the right man, but only if we get the right man. And it actually doesn't seem like it's that positive, because we just kept with Carrick and kept with the same old shitty coaching staff who are just festering away like a lingering turd in the bowl. That's the truth of the matter. Nagelsmann says Conor Matthews not available though, is he? Ranick for interim, says Artix. Steve Bruce says Biff. Don Piglioni says Mrs. P. Laurent Blanc says Mikhail Kramer. I like that, to be fair. I do like the Laurent Blanc link. Zidane says Pranit. Brendan Rodgers says Dave Keating. Why Dave? Why Dave? He's an ex-Liverpool scummer. No, thank you. Just for that reason alone. Southwestern Eagle, love the name, says Liverpool needs Man United to be in their top shape for a good balance. Yeah, you see, I like what you're saying there. It's true, man. I mean, it's all well and good seeing, it's fun watching teams in the mud, I agree. But also you kind of want good competition. You want your opposition to push you forward. I look at those days of when Manchester United had all those tussles with Arsenal. Arsene Wenger's Arsenal at the start there when they were such a great team. And Fergie and Wenger, going to war and battling for years. And it was the best. That was my favourite era of football in a way, because it was like those teams were so great. They pushed each other on. It's like you knew they had to be at their absolute best when they played each other. And in the other games throughout the season, otherwise the other team would capitalise. So that's what I hear you, I hear you. You want as much as you want to beat your opposition, you still want your big rivals to be good teams and make it, very interesting and competitive. I know what you're saying, but it is fun to watch people in the mud also. Anyway, Gerrard as manager, says Angus Gallagher. Rick on Vegas is glad I woke up to sex and the news that Ollie's out. Today's shaping up to be great. Rick on Vegas sounds decent, my son. LVG final season, he finished 5th. He missed out on Champions League shot. Yeah, that's what I thought, Batman Knife, and I was going to say. I remember him, because I don't think he would have got sacked if he finished 2nd and got FA Cup. I know he won the FA Cup, but yeah, he didn't get top 4, did he? That's what I seem to remember now. Good shout, that's what I thought. Nice try, though, with the second thing. Funny vid says Daniel Farker. Oh, yeah, you'd like to see Daniel Farker as manager of Manchester United. Yeah, darling. Delia Smith has let me go. I'm available. No, we don't want Daniel Farker, mate. Are you crazy? Funny Vids, thank you for subscribing to the channel, Funny Vids. We've hit 200 likes on the stream. Thanks, everybody who's hit the like. If you haven't hit the like, smash the like. Lewis Enrique says Jarvis Cocker. I like it. I like it. I like it a lot. Is it Poch time, says DJ Fergus 1? It's never Poch time. It's literally never Poch time, if you ask me, for United. Patrick Kelly says it's great to see Man U doing well again. Sulky Salmon says Ten Hag for me. Nicholas Busilil says, do you think Carrick will play Van der Beek more, seeing that spectacular performance? Yeah, I do think so. Because I think Carrick knows, as a midfielder, he knows what technical abilities Donny has. And I think Carrick used to play a similar sort of role to what Donny should play for us. More of a deep line playmaker type, creative player, but also with some defensive duties, but not an out-and-out defender. A deep line playmaker type player. That is what I think Donny van de Beek could do brilliant, a proper number 6. So yes, I do think he will play Donny more. It's just a no-brainer. If you were going in as the manager, you'd play Donny right now too, because it's just a no-brainer. He looks good. Everyone else in the midfield looks shit. It's a no-brainer. You would play Donny. We might take Carrick main. I hope not, to be honest, Fitz. I hope he's not permanent. Even if he wins the first 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 in a row, I don't think we should make him permanent. He doesn't have the experience. Solskjaer came in and won 10 in a row, and look where that got us. The clown has left versus Watford, says Pat Kanash. Yep. Do you think Man United will win against Chelsea, says Dres? I mean, I don't, Dres. No. I don't think we'll win against anybody right now. We look like we're in the mud. I'm not confident against Villarreal. I'm definitely not confident against Chelsea. Chelsea look pretty well oiled at the moment. I mean, crazy things can happen. We've got the players for it. If the shackles are unleashed and maybe they just go out there and play with freedom and, play to the best of their abilities, we've got the players to do it. But it's a big if. Chelsea have got a really good coach. They're obviously doing really well this season. They're top of the league by 6 points. They're bossing it. You can't get away from that. United are a shadow of ourselves right now. Jay Pye says Doctor Who for me, then he can jump in the TARDIS and start the season again. Adam James Anthony May says Ronaldo player manager till the end of the season. Wow. Hey Rushmire, thank you very much for the update here. Really appreciate you. Let's have a look. He says, here we go. So here's an update. Thank you very much, Rushmire. Let's have a look at this. There are suggestions that United started looking for a solution after the Liverpool game, and a month later they can't find an interim manager. It's a good tweet, that one you sent me there, yes. So it is pretty unbelievable how they were supposed to be looking for somebody after that whole Liverpool debacle, and now this has happened. They don't have anybody lined up. It's just this is a shambles, guys. They got Carrick coming in. They got the same coaching staff. They haven't made the changes. It's a fucking shambles, guys, isn't it? Let's just call it how it is. They've had a nightmare. Fair enough, sacking Solskjaer's the right thing to do. But let's get somebody in place to come in and have just a clean start then. I mean, I don't get it. It's a shambles, isn't it? Oh, Roy Keane says Simon Cowie. Yeah, well, hey, look, Roy Keane has got some managerial credentials. He's obviously not done too well, but he did well at Sunderland for a bit, didn't he? And, ultimately he's a bit of a volatile character, and the history with United, I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think that would ever happen. I would love him to come in as a halftime motivational person, though, and just go in there and just ruffle feathers and shout at people. That's what I'd love him to be coming in for. Paulo Fonseca says Commerce World. Ronald Koeman says Permanson Abel. A few people shouting for Koeman. Let's not forget what Ollie did for the club, but ultimately he's not a good manager. All the best, Ollie, says Sulky Sam. You know what? I think that's not even that fair. I think he is a good manager. I just think he's not a very good manager or a great manager. I think to get second in the league last season and get to the Europa final, he's got to be a decent manager. To go 30-odd games on the road unbeaten and setting a Premier League record of away games undefeated, you've got to be a decent manager. To be honest, he's just not a great manager. He's not the guy to take us to that next level. But I see what you're saying, Sam. He's not the great manager to take us to those trophies, sadly. It's a Burnley screw job, says Rushmano. Shambles, says Johnny. Absolute joke at the moment. It's embarrassing, says Dave Lucas. Roy has balls. Glazers out. Let's get those Glazers out coming in there. Daichi, says Connor. I'm starting to sound a little bit like Daichi now, aren't I? Yeah, that's right. I'll take the job. I'm big enough for the job. Nobody's got a beard like mine. It's proper David Brent, but ginger. I'm the daddy around here. I'll definitely do a good job. Man, can you see what I can do with Tarkowski and Pope and these guys? Just imagine if I had Cristiano Ronaldo in my team once again. It would be an absolute massacre. Fair play, I don't think so, Connor. Good managers need a good coaching team, and Ollie didn't, unfortunately. Good shout, Matty Blue Eyes. Instead, we've just sacked him and kept the shitty coaching team, sir. That's what we've ended up doing. Sacked off Solskjaer, kept the shitty coaching team that contributed to the mess, and just given them the reins. What a shambles! What a shambles that is! Get Big Sam as interim manager, says Batman Night Fan. The players had down tools for Ollie. The park bus had crashed. Yes, I would say that's true. Look at that performance against Watford. It looked like they couldn't be asked. Harry Maguire getting Ollie sacked, mate. I think he made a conscious decision that he's going to try and get himself sent off in that moment. Bloody hell, it seemed like it. Also, here we go. So Samuel Luckhurst from Manchester Evening News reporting that one Manchester United player complained after losing 5-0 to Liverpool that he was made to look shit due to the number of times he was covering for a teammate, says Samuel Luckhurst. Yes, I know. I mean, that's it. I mean, it's hard to decipher who could that be, really. Is it a centre-back covering for Luke Shaw who's fucking bombing forward? Is it, one of the midfielders who's covering for, Bruno and Fred? Is it Bruno and Fred? Who knows? There's so many different players that could be. But certainly I think that there's a lot of players who would be very unhappy with the style of play and and the roles they've been asked to do. Because look at the performances of some of the players being asked to do too much. Matic and McTominay yesterday in that system, for instance, doesn't benefit them. Doesn't benefit them to ask them to do that. They definitely didn't. They weren't playing to their strengths, basically. So yeah. Right, okay, I'm going to stick around for a few more minutes, guys. Get your thoughts and opinions in. Smash your like on the vid. Let's get to 250 likes. Smash the subscribe if you're new. Let's get to 50k subs. And also, have your say for a final 5 or 10 minutes while we have a bit of a Q&A. Hey, Geraldine K, how you doing there? And Sajad Anwar, great to see you also. Thank you for getting in here, guys. Jack the Hammock comments, if the players had down tools for Ollie, why would they pick them back up for Carrick? Yeah, they probably won't. If anything, Carrick's just more of an easygoing guy than Ollie, if anything. Yeah, the normal one. That's right, bro. Sky Sports Carrick will lead, then a new interim, and then a new manager. That's 3 more bosses. Exactly. That is what the understanding is right now. Carrick's come in just to hold the reins until an interim comes in, until the end of the season, until we get a permanent coach. That is what is being reported right now. The normal one. What a joke! What a joke! Scooby-Doo says, let's get Sean Dyche as manager. Luggy? Dark Queen Gaming says, I'm going now. I'm not feeling well with this cold and my mouth hurting me with all the coughing. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Dark Queen Gaming. Let's get some love hearts in there. I hope you feel better soon. I've got a cold and ill at the moment too, so I can completely feel you. Rest up. Get some rest. Hope you feel better soon. Nazim Franca says, I'm done with Man United. So they basically sacked Solskjaer to appoint Carrick, who is one of the coaches who coached the team under Ollie. I'm done out on here. Carrick out. Good comment there, Nazim Franca. Don't get it either myself. Makes little sense. At least have a change. They should have gone with, if they're going to go with a temporary interim manager until the end of the season before a permanent one, let's just get that temporary interim manager in now then with some coaching staff, different personnel, rather than just getting rid of Ollie and then giving it to his understudy, basically. It's so dumb. BBB CCC says, would you say Glazer's out now if they didn't sack Ollie after you beat 5-0? Why would... Man, I'd say Glazer's out years ago. They've been a disgrace and a cancer at this football club. They need to go. They've needed to go for a long time. They won't, though, because they just milk this cash cow every single year for what they can. It's very successful business for them. They've still got us in £400 million debt, by the way. They're just servicing that debt, milking us, increasing the profits on the stock exchange and then selling their shares. That's literally what they did in the summer after the Ronaldo sale. Private, by the way, which none of that money goes back into the club. Dark Queen Gaming, no worries. Yes, great to have you back in the chat. Thank you so much. Yes, thank you so much for getting in here. Crazy couple of days, obviously, with United, but good to see you back. Eamon Barrett says, this is a joke. It is, isn't it? These owners are like having a boil on your body for 7 years, says 007. It needs popping, mate. Dave Keating says Clint Eastwood. Clint Eastwood. Carrick has been part of the problem. Noah Theodris says Ronaldo is keen for the current Spain boss, Luis Enrique. Yes, we reported that earlier, actually, Noah Theodros. That is what is being reported, that Ronaldo would be keen on Luis Enrique, maybe Zidane. Gary Neville, interim, says Angus Gallagher. Clint Eastwood, good shout, says Sean Collins. Hader, it's so embarrassing sacking Ollie and keeping the coaching staff. They are more of a problem. I hope they stay for only one game, says Hader. Me too. Like, if they're here certainly beyond the Chelsea game, listen, I understand they might not be able to get a new manager in place just straight away after that Villarreal game. They should, though. So I hope as much as you that it's just for the one game. It's not going to be for a long time. But again, with our board, I wouldn't be surprised if we won a few and they just stick with Carrick. I wouldn't be surprised. Big God Bob says Ronaldo immediately. Jack and Brad Gaming comments, Pig, take over the club, please. If only. Klinsman says he wants the job, says Jay. Did he really? Fair enough. Well, that's interesting, Jay. Bit of Jurgen Klinsman action, fair play. This entire situation is so scuffed, it's shocking, honestly, says George G. Fletcher in charge, says Kiraface. I don't think that would be a good idea either. He is going to have some role in helping Carrick, of course. Steve Johnson, how you doing today, mate? Gopal Sharma says, sign Ronald Koeman. Sort of ended in tears with him last time. Hey there, Janice Faraklas, mate. Calimera, bro. Calimera, sounds strange to say that to you, man. I'm never up this early. Dilbia 95 comments, get Roy in. Hodgson, Keane. No, Cropper. I'd like to give it Roy Kent to end of the season, you know what I mean? Give it Roy Kent to end of the season. Hey, Vincent, but it says, Pig, this has really put you in an awkward situation with your bets now with Zane. Nay, I might lose my bet with Zane, dude. I never thought I would, but I might fucking lose it, bro, honestly. So the bet with Zane was Zane bet me that United wouldn't get out of the Champions League group, and I bet him that we would, because why the fuck wouldn't we get out of that Champions League group? But it's not looking like it is guaranteed at all, is it? Thank you. Yes, indeed, Southwestern Eagle. Rushminer says Darren Fletcher might as well be Hetty Wainfrop. Oh, my goodness me. Or Hyacinth Bouquet. Take your pick. Same actress. Eamon Paris says we had 2 weeks international break holidays to get it right. Yes, indeed. Tyson Fury interim, says Johnny. The legend John Higgins is in his third consecutive final against Judd later. Wow, Kaiser says we'll have to check that one out, lad. Liam Gallagher gets your vote. What the fuck? Anyway, guys, we're going to pretty much wrap this video up here. That is the latest news, though. Oleg Gunnar is no longer Man United manager. It's official. I know I talked about it this morning, but I wanted to just jump on as it was officially announced by the football club and just give you the latest. So that is it. Solskjaer is no longer the manager. Good luck to him. Let's get some love hearts in there. I do wonder if Solskjaer will go into another managerial role at some point in the near future. Because as I say, I think he's shown some good abilities. Like, he's not good enough for Manchester United to take us to the top tier, clearly. But I think there's some clubs out there that would be keen on giving Oleg Gunnar Solskjaer a chance. Like I say, he finished third and second last 2 seasons. That's no disgrace. He's clearly got some acumen, all that time on the road, undefeated as well. You know, stuff like that. Somebody's going to be interested in Oleg Gunnar Solskjaer. So I wonder if he will get another job, or I wonder if he'll just chill, or I wonder if he'll take an international job, Norway, or who knows, whatever, or if he'll just retire from management. Who knows? Maybe he only really came into this job because he just loves Manchester United, and he's not really, now he's reached this pinnacle of managing this club, he's probably going to never get a job as big as this. So maybe he'll just hang up his boots, so to speak. Not his boots, his suit. Who would I want to coach these pathetic players, says Jonathan Gallagher? Well, the best coach possible, because the best coach possible is going to coach more out of the pathetic players than not a good coach. That's the fact. The best coach possible, Jonathan's going to get the best out of these prima donna melts. Good luck, Ollie. Yes, let's get a hashtag good luck, Ollie. Let's get a 20 legend in the live chat just to end on. Kettering Town, says Gungshi. Ollie hung out to dry, says Eamon. Basically, yeah. And they just given it to Carrick. Paul says, love the man. Shame how it worked out in the end. Love your comment, Paul. Got a lot of love for Ollie, a legend of this club. That'll never change. He's given it as always manager. He's just come up short. But good luck to him, man. I love the guy. The baby-faced assassin to me is an absolute legend, not only as a player, but obviously as a human being. He is a really nice person. He's always come across as a very genuine, likeable, honest, humble man. What more can you say? Good luck to Oleg Gunnar. It's a sad day. It's not worked out, but maybe it's for the best. Maybe it's not. We will, only time will tell. We have to see who we get in next. See what happens. Maybe Carrick's going to sink us. Maybe whoever comes in after that's going to sink us. Nothing's guaranteed. Solskjaer did a job up until a point, and then it started to go backwards. It was the right thing to do, in my opinion, to change, but now it's about the management of the club in other areas and getting somebody else in to steady the ship and get us going in the right direction, who can build and actually turn this squad of good players into a proper team. Thank you, Shay Hill, for getting in here. Jarvis Cocker, Mrs. P, Mr. Q, you never got me down. G-Wolf United as well. Aaron Homeyard, Dave Keating, Simon Cowie, Mikhail Kramer, Angus Gallagher, Southwestern Eagle, Jonathan Gallagher, Phil Foster, Adam James, Batman Night Fan, Eamon Barrett, Big God Bob with a £2 super chat at the end here. Thank you very much for getting in here. Says Ollie man before the man. CR7 interim before the interim. Big God Bob, have you been on an all-night bender? Fair play is CR7 interim before the interim. Maybe. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me. They're getting 3 or 4 bloody sets of managers in here before the end of the season, it sounds. Captain Williams, it could happen. Zinedine Zidane could flop in English football. He's not proven anywhere else other than in, Spain and the Champions League, of course, with Real Madrid. Rupert Meadow, if we lose to Chelsea, we're going to be 15 points behind. Indeed, mate. We are interim FC, so inept, says Rushmano. Once again, thank you to Rushmano for that insane super chat there, man. It's still at the top of the live chat. That's how insane it was. You're a legend, Rushmano. Thank you so much for your incredible support and all your help, man, with the channel over the years and with the updates today and every day. You're a don. Get those love hearts in there for Rushy and everybody else as well. Get them in for Ollie. Let's get those 20 legends in there. See you later, Artix. See you the normal one. David Srinivasan, Adam James, Jay, Jonathan. What I'll be doing now is I'll probably just be back on tonight around about 9 p.m, unless there's some big breaking news, of course. I'll be on 9 p.m. for United News roundup of the day. If there's any big breaking news, we'll bring it you on the channel. And also FIFA tonight. I know there hasn't been FIFA the last couple of nights. I've been melting. I've been unwell and melting. But FIFA tonight as well. So keep a lookout for that, dudes. Hader, Pig, do you think Carrick and Phelan and McKenna will go? I do think they'll go eventually, yeah. I do think they'll go eventually. But right now, they're fucking here stinking up the place still. It's ridiculous. Guys, we got 253 likes. Thank you, everyone who smashed the like. Do smash the like button before you go. Have a great day as well. Gung Shilioni in the live chat. One of Don Kyron Kennedy getting that 20 legend in there. You love to see it. Hashtag good luck, Ollie. Hashtag 20 legend. And some love hearts. Thanks, everyone. That's the end of the stream. Like the video. Subscribe to the channel, follow us on social media at Flying Pig United on Instagram, Facebook and Twitter. Do check us out on there and check out the website as well, unitedflyinghigh.com. Links are in the description, everyone. Have a great day and take it easy. This is the Pig. Thank you for watching. I'll be bringing you all the latest United news as and when it comes. It'll probably be a pretty tumultuous next few days or a week. You know, it's going to be a bumpy ride or a roller coaster over the next week or so, I think. So keep yourself strapped in, because this one's going to be a screamer. Smash that little bell emoji, the bell icon on YouTube, so you get a notification when we post and go live, so you get to be in these live when they happen. Do us a favor, come back after it's finished, get your thoughts and opinions in the not live comment section about who you think we should be coming in next for Manchester United. Who should we go and appoint? Let me know in the not live comment section. Thank you, Sandy7, Gopal Sharma, Mikhail, Vincent Bullock, Connor Matthews, Gangshi, Batman, Phil Foster, Rushmano. Absolute legends, the lot of you. See you later on. Stay classy. This is the Pig. Ollie, no longer at the wheel. Sadly, he fell off a cliff and crashed and burned in the fucking wreckage. Unfortunately, in the end. Now it's time to salvage that wreckage and start all over again. What a load of old shit. But not all over again, actually, no. Instead, we've just got the deputy driver, we just got the bus conductor to drive the bus instead. So it's not even a new, fresh approach. We haven't gone and got a new driver. We just gone and got one of the other drivers who's been driving us in the shitty direction to begin with. So, not happy about it, but let's hope that somebody else in a permanent position gets appointed who's the right man for the job. I would like to see Zinedine Zidane. If somebody like Enrique or Laurent Blanc or something like that came in, I'd be satisfied with that. Somebody experienced, who's got a record to stand by. See you later, guys. Get your thoughts in the not live comments afterwards. Everyone here, have a wonderful day. And I'll see you soon. Take it easy. And remember, when the seagulls follow the trawler, this is because they think sardines will be thrown into the sea. Thank you very much. Soon.